Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. He's Mike Brenner. We're the odds couple. We come to you from sportsbookreview.com. It's week 13 in the NFL. Wow. This is the Monday opening line show that Mike Brenner and I do every Monday in the NFL season. And let's throw the record up because, Mike Brenner, I believe you had another winning week in the NFL last week. I'm not exactly sure what your record was. I don't have it in front of me, but I know overall you have a very, very solid year-long record in the NFL. So congratulations on that one, Mike Brenner.
I'm glad you're feeling better and you're back in action. And back in the studio, buddy.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's some opening lines here that there's about 3 or 4 of them that have me scratching my head a little bit, thinking about what the deal is with these lines. Maybe you can chime in. But first, let's talk about the Monday night game because we do sometimes give last-minute Monday night picks. I know there's one way you're leaning. I'm leaning. I'll start off right now with what I talked about in the Periscope this morning. I'm leaning to the over, and I took it at 47.5 earlier in the week. Now it's 47 or 47.5. It's a split line, so I could take 47. And I will take that. At Pinnacle, 47, the over, minus 104. Shouldn't this line be a little bit, I don't understand. It opened at 48. It's gotten bet down and stayed there the whole week long. I would have expected maybe the line to creep up a little bit,
I would have thought it went up because these are two defenses that have secondary problems, Pete, and people are scoring a lot of points on both teams. I think it's going to be a shootout because they're both desperate for a win. You know, that little pulse they have, that's still alive for the playoffs, it's still kicking. I think it's going to be an absolute shootout, and I wouldn't talk you off that.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron, I know that Green Bay's offense has been sluggish relative to what they've been in years past, but, they're still competent to some degree.
Yeah. What do you think about the first half total, Pistol?
It's 23.5. I don't know what's up with that.
Out firing away.
That's what I think. If the first half over covers, but the full game doesn't cover, then I'll be pissed. But I'm just going to stick with the full game. I'm just going to stick with the full game.
All right.
Over 47, minus 104. I'll throw that one on there.
Okay, and this will go against last week's record. Pistol Pete, I'm jumping on the pack.
You are?
Yep.
All
Is
right,
it still having 4.5? Or
let's see. I'm pretty sure there is. Yeah. Yep. 4.5 across the board. So 4.5 minus 105.
I like it. I think they're going to get the outright win. I think that when push comes to shove and both teams are under pressure, I think the veteran leadership with Aaron Rodgers is going to just finally, do the deal. Jordy Nelson, their defense is definitely suspect, but Rodgers has to answer some questions, and I know he's getting sick and tired of it. So I think tonight, it's a good thing they're on the road, takes the pressure off, and I look for them to get the outright win by 7 or more, Pete.
All right, Mike Brenner. So, outright win by 7 or more.
I really feel it.
Wow,
I think the Eagles are really noticing that, Doug Peterson and company, that 3-0 start might have been a little flukish, Pistol Pete. And I'm an Eagle fan, but I'm a reality too,
All right, so let's talk about some of these opening lines from week
13.
Week
it seems
13.
like 3 weeks ago we were talking about week 2. Yeah.
Now, you had a great call once again on Atlanta last week, a winner. I think you had him 2 or 3 ways.
Yeah, I had him 2 ways.
All cash, very nice. You've had a good read on this team all year long. And KC, a decent team, but coming off a tough game against Denver.
And they got lucky to get that win because that last call was...
Atlanta just clicking on all cylinders at home again, just giving a few points. 4, 3.5 in that range. Is that not a great bet here, Mike Brenner?
It's a great bet, and I'm going to be on the first half and the full game, Pistol Pete, because Ryan is in that zone. Tony Gonzalez, the old tight end, he's now a commentator. He said this guy is absolutely the best he's ever been his whole career.
Yeah.
And I don't see him slowing down. Their defense gives up the points, but still, they know that they can just throw at will, and I think Kansas City is going to get bombarded early and often. First half and the full game.
All right, so the full game will be 3.5 minus 105.
Okay.
And the first half will be, you could again, if you think
Let's take the bookmaker.
If you think it's going to get bet up, then you should probably take the bookmaker line.
And I do think that. I'm going to take bookmaker line for first half. I love it, Pete. Yeah. Falcons are they're alive and kicking, buddy. I'm telling you.
That sounds. I might go on that with you before this.
I think you should jump in that truck. It's going to the bank, baby.
Another line that's got me scratching my head a little bit. Maybe it's not quite as much of a head scratcher, but the Saints are good. They're coming off a blowout win over the Rams. We understand why that would happen, but they're not really the kind of team that's getting big margin wins over other teams at home. And the Lions have been covering recently. The Lions getting 5.5 at the Saints. That's tempting, isn't it, Mike Brenner?
It is, but I think the Saints are going to get it done. I think at the end it's going to be a shootout, and I just don't. I think Stafford's going to he's due for a Stafford, one of them, Stafford interceptions at a crucial time. The Saints gained so much momentum last week. They were so fired up. They were facing Greg Williams, the old defensive coordinator, across the field. Can they keep that momentum going? I know that Drew Brees can. I'm going to just take the first half with the Saints. Yep.
Okay, bookmaker or Pinnacle?
Yep, I'm going to go bookmaker on that.
Bookmaker opener on the Saints. See,
I like
I'm
it.
thinking
Pete,
that.
I like it.
I'm thinking that. Yeah, even if Detroit makes a few mistakes and they give the game away, 5.5 is a lot of points.
Yeah.
And they probably
Detroit knows they're wide. They're literally they can grab that whole division, so they know that. So that's a divisional game. It's going to be tough.
All right, now here's one I think I will give for sure. All right, Tampa Bay at San Diego. Right now, I think I'm going to give the over 47 on this one. I think Rivers is going to be able to carve up the secondary. Tampa Bay had some secondary issues last week. I'll have to recheck what the situation is. One guy is suspended. Another guy was questionable. But and then Tampa Bay. I like their offense, if not necessarily to pull out wins, to put up points at times.
Yeah, and Doug Martin, he's made all the difference since he came back. They've had 4 straight wins with him, so that makes all the difference. It takes the pressure off of Winston, and he's proven me wrong, Pete. I can tell you that, but.
It's really a pretty low total, and I'm going to take the Pinnacle over, which is 46.5 minus 112.
Okay, and another thing, San Diego's offense is a lot more dangerous than Seattle. They don't have a real passing game. They don't have any threats. Good deal. Pete, I like a Thursday night game I want to put out there.
Really? Okay, let's hear it.
I'm going with Dallas.
Okay.
This team has momentum, and I don't think the Vikings offense can do anything that's going to scare that defense. It's at Minnesota, and I just think right now Elliott and company, Prescott, they're focused. They don't care where they're playing. I love it. What's the full game?
Yeah, that's interesting. It's 3.5 or 3 market wide, so we can give you a Dallas -3 minus 120.
I'm going with it, Pete. I just love it, and I think they're going to wear them out.
It's one of these lines that's suspiciously low.
Okay.
Minnesota can be a tough place to play at home, and it's just one of these lines. Obviously, Minnesota having some serious issues. Dallas just absolutely rolling. So why is the line that low where it is?
Well, because I think that Minnesota's defense, which is very good, is going to get tired because their offense, all right, the fact that they have more 3 and outs, I think, than any team in the league, they're keeping their defense on the field too long, and eventually you're going to wear them down. Dallas is playing on momentum and emotion, Pete, and that's hard to slow down.
Yeah.
Go boys! Full game.
All right, now I'm going to give another pick, which is also a total, which I'm not liking as much as the Tampa Bay San Diego, but I'm liking it enough to give it, and that's going to be Washington Arizona over. Washington, we know Washington can do, right?
No doubt. Telling
you. Arizona has issues. They do have Johnson, who's a beast at running back. I don't think they have the offense necessarily to make them a good bet on this game, but I think they have the offense to put up at least enough points to push this one over.
What's it sitting
Washington,
at?
It's 49 or 49.5, which is a high total, but I will take it. The Chris books have 49 minus 105, so I'll take the over 49 minus 105 in Washington, Arizona. That's a high total. It makes me nervous. I don't like this one as much as Tampa Bay San Diego, but I'll go with it. What else do you have for us, Mike?
Okay, buddy, I love this one. All right, Cincinnati. All right, they already have the line out against the Eagles, who haven't even played, but they're going to be at home, and it's not good there. They're not going to make the playoffs. This is Marv Lewis. This is his last year. There's no doubt in my mind. But I think they're going to show up, and I think the Eagles just aren't going to have what it takes. I'm going to get this early on the full game with Cincinnati.
Okay, but who has it out? Because I'm not seeing.
Okay, it was out earlier. They might have pulled it.
I'm not sure if I think they'll pull. Are you willing to take the market line when it reopens?
Yes, I am. I'm going to take the market line, and I'll write that down.
The Pinnacle opener. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. I'll go market line, Pinnacle opener.
Cincinnati.
Yep.
Okay.
You got it, buddy.
All right, and let's see. And then there's just one other game I think that I wanted to ask about. Or no, that was it. All right, Mike Brenner, is there anything else you got for us?
I'm not done, Pistol.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm going Pittsburgh on the full game against the Giants, and I know the Giants are quietly 8-3.
Yes.
Okay.
And they've covered 5 out of their last 6.
Well, that's going to stop because Pittsburgh's got to get it done. They're at home. What's the full game sitting at right now?
Full game, it's about 5.5. Let me see. The Giants, best line we can give on the Giants. Let me see. Let me find it. Would be on Pittsburgh would be minus 5.5, minus 105.
Yep. I love it. They got to get it done, and I don't think the Giants are going to be able to contain Bell, and Antonio Brown's going to have a big game. I love it.
All right. I'm going to have to look into that one a little bit more because the Giants have been quietly cashing tickets
yes,
for
they
their
have.
backers.
They have, but it's quietly being done. Pistol Pete, I'm also jumping on the Patriots first half versus the Rams. The game right now I think is 13.5.
13 or 13.5.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can take that one.
I'm going to go with the bookmaker.
Yeah, that's another one
that
where it's like whether it's if it's going to get bet up. If you think it's going to get bet up, take the bookmaker opener. So the bookmaker opener on that one, even though Brady is hobbled and Gronkowski banged up. See, I'm thinking not on the first half, but on the full game. This might be a spot to take a shot with fading New England and taking the Rams.
It could be because right now the pressure's on once again with Fisher. They just got beat pretty bad, and I think the Patriots are just looking for one game where they can come out unscathed. So that might be a good shot. My last one, Pete, is another teaser because I'm clicking. I'm cashing the teasers. Hit one again. I'm going Patriots, Cincinnati, and Seattle.
Okay, It's Patriots, Cincinnati, and Seattle. So we'll give you the bookmaker line on that when the Cincinnati line opens, the bookmaker opener on that one. All right. And just one other thing I want to ask you about. Washington, again, we already talked about it. I'm on the over. They're a small dog to Arizona. I know it's tough to go into Arizona and get a win sometimes, but feels like Washington is in a much stronger position right now, just as a team on both sides of the ball.
And mentally, too. Mentally, definitely, because, I wouldn't. What's it sitting at?
Well, it's 2.5 or 3 market wide.
I worry about them on the road, though.
Yeah, and it's going into Arizona.
Yeah, and Arizona's desperate. They need to win. They got to stay on course. You know what? I'm going to sit back because that Washington game, against Dallas took a lot out of them. They will have some rest, though, but.
You think the Washington game took out a lot out of them? So maybe then they won't be as pumped up offensively.
I think they might not be. Yeah.
So you're worried? You think that over might be a little bit iffy, right?
Could be, Pete. Could be. But I'm. You know what? You got some days to pull off.
I got some days to think about it.
Yeah. Right. That's what scares me because you might even. Who knows what you got planned?
There we go. That's our Monday show. Right?
Yeah.
And we'll be back later on this week to update our picks for NFL Week 13.
That's it. Don't miss it. We're the odds couple.
Do your research before you bet. Check out our ratings guide to see which books have the best ratings and sign-up bonuses. Open up several accounts and shop for lines at sbrodds.com. Always be ahead of the game.